What's up, guys? And now Adam here, bring you guys a great knife pickup that I got not too long ago. This is the Orion Knives Aries. It's a really interesting knife in my opinion. And then quickly before I get into all the little details and stuff, huge shout out to David Cam, which is the owner of Orion Knives. He's also someone that works with, and you'll see him in all the videos and at the blade shows for QSP. So I'm not exactly sure what he does for them, but he's kind of, you know, the face of what I think of whenever you see any new releases on QSP's YouTube or anything to do with you know, blade shows or any type of knife shows and stuff. He's the face of QSP. So, you know, very interesting that he has his own knife brand aside from working with QSP, and he's able to deliver really interesting designs. So let me just, before further ado, let me show you guys this. I'm not going to get into all the little specifics of measurements and stuff. I'll actually put all the measurements here on the side, but this right here is the Aries. I actually picked this up from David himself, from his Whatnot. So if you guys are interested in any of his models or any of the Orion knives, specifically this one right here, go ahead and check him out on Whatnot. I got this for an insanely good deal. I'm not going to say the amount because I truly believe he deserves to be able to sell these at, if not regular price, maybe just, you know, above, because they're such a good knife. But he gives you great deals on there. Here you can see his little maker's mark, the three, you know, stars of the Orion constellation right there. And I read up a little bit on the about us on his website right there. You know, he says he has 3 kids. He, you know, was influenced obviously to design knives and stuff, and he wants to make something, you know, that you can utilize as a tool. And I really dig that. I really dig his story. I really dig, you know, where he's coming from, and you can tell this is somebody that really is interested in delivering a great product to the masses. And yeah, this thing is freaking awesome. You have here a compound ground American Tonto, they call it. Very nice thick piece of, or not piece, slab of 14C 28N, which in my opinion is perfect for what you want to use this for, which is a ultimate tool, or even, you know, this could be used as a self-defense knife. This could be used as a work knife. This could be used as an EDC knife. What's up, guys? Future me here. You can actually use this as a pretty decent cooking knife or to prep your meals. Here I'm just prepping some flank steak or carne ranchera that we call it. And yeah, this thing was awesome. Again, that tip right there that you can utilize, the American Tonto that has the 2 tips, just slices through this like butter. It feels super comfortable. And since it's a full-size knife, I mean, it feels great. Back to your regular schedule. You do have a long from tip to butt, about 8 1/4 inches. So it is a full-size knife, especially for me because I got, you know, little baby hands. But other than that, man, you're looking at an amazing locking system here. It's a pivot button actuated liner compression style lock. Man, that's a freaking mouthful. But yeah, whatever it is, it's pretty much a liner lock that you press on this pivot right here, and it opens and closes it. So man, this thing is freaking awesome. Running on bearings, nice G10 on here with nice, you know, grippiness right there to the G10, and then it's somewhat contoured right here on the edges, so all the edges are nice and soft. You have a pretty much 50% back spacer here that comes back all the way around. Titanium pocket clip. You can actually use this, you can switch it out for like a wire clip and stuff. As you can see here, it is reversible. So really cool. I mean, just everything to, you know, get into the specifics of this, of all the little details that they went into with this, is amazing. So without further ado, let me show you guys some cutting with this thing, which is a freaking joy to cut with, honestly. All right, guys, so this thing is an absolute pleasure and dream to cut with. Here I just have some Amazon packages that have unfortunately met their maker here with me. And damn, it just slices amazingly good. Even for the thick blade stock, by far not the sliciest knife. You're not gonna have a super slicer with this, but if you maintain that edge with that 14C28N, you're gonna be easily making your cuts with this. Again, the fuller, super fun on this, makes it super easy to reverse flick. Of course, you can thumb flick it too. And the pivot lock on here, I think especially works well if you want to use it in a work setting. Here I'm doing, double cardboard right here. And again, slices fairly easy right through it. The robustness of this blade means that you can kind of, get down to work with it, not really be careful with it. You can abuse it and not worry about it, especially with the compound ground right there. You have a very stable tip on there that is going to be better for piercing into things, and you're not going to be able to just like break it like a thin knife. And utilizing again that tip right there for utility cuts is also great. Here I'm just making some draw cuts, making some cardboard fries, and again, works perfectly fine. Again, you have that tip right there that is super strong. Here I'm just kind of, abusing a little bit, doing some dropping from the top. It's stabbing into there, and again, compound ground, that's going to give you that extra security, and you don't have to worry about it. Here, again, the stabbing capabilities of this, if you want to use it for a tactical or a safety knife and stuff, you can do that as well. Here I'm just utilizing the tip. It's not as sharp as it should be, but again, it works fine if you want to do like push cuts and stuff. And then finally here, the spine whack test, which it passed with flying colors. I mean, this pivot lock is super secure. It is a bank vault when it's locked up, and I'm very, very impressed. Again, right here, just dropping it down, and then, yeah, thumbs up, man. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, so that said, guys, I mean, there's a ton of stuff I love about this knife. I gave you all the little details, obviously, with a pivot, 14C28N. You got G10 here on the handles. They offer a couple different options as far as there's a black coated, I think like a stone wash black coated blade. And then I think there's a green G10. And an all blacked out, murdered out version, which is pretty cool too. But I like the satin with G10. I'm a little bit boring like that. But man, this thing, the action on it is one thing that I love on it. It's not super satisfying and super snappy, but nonetheless, it is extremely smooth. And I utilize this for work. So as far as a work setting, I mean, it's great to have something, especially to be able to have a strong locking system here. As you can tell, the engagement right there with the liner, compression, whatever you want to call it, lock inside. And then having the accessibility of a button that you can just press and it comes down. I mean, this is an ultimate, for me, work knife, work tool specifically. You have here also really ergonomic handle. Feels really great in hand. Again, full-size handle. My little baby hands wrap around it perfectly, and it feels great in hand. Very good control. You have these little kind of like handles right here, or little so just in case you stab into something, you're not going to ride up on the blade. So that's really cool. Again, that's why I say you can use this for even maybe like a tactical or self-defense knife. It definitely serves that purpose as well. Very, very smooth on bearings. The fuller on here is great. So you have a full size fuller all the way around. So you can flick it from all the way to the top to all the way to the bottom, obviously depending on your preference on where you want to situate your middle finger here. Very nice action. It does have a click when you press down on this button. I'm not sure if all of them come that way, but in particular, see if you can hear it. A little bit of a click on there, and I think at first I was kind of like, ooh, that's kind of sticky right there, that kind of, but the more I think about it, the better it is, because that just means that you're getting good contact between the liner and the actual blade on the butt of the blade right there where it makes contact. So it's going to be just that much more secure. And as you saw, I spine whacked it and it did not fail. So I think that's a benefit, and with time, it'll smoothen out. But other than that, I mean, the locking system itself is amazing with the button. Again, I really dig it. It has inset liners on here with milling inside, if you guys are able to see in there, just a little bit of milling. It still feels quite lightweight. It feels really lightweight in hand. It has a really good ratio of like blade to handle as well, so I really dig it. I mean, the design itself is freaking badass. I mean, look at that blade right there with the freaking compound ground. I mean, nice thick point right here, thins down right here. I'm not sure if this is a, let me see if I can get a little bit of a I'm not sure if this is a hollow grind. I think this is a hollow grind. Yeah, it feels like a hollow grind on here too. So I wasn't even aware of that, but it slices really well. It's a thick, chunky blade, but it slices very well. Again, not the thinnest, so you're not gonna have a super slicer here, but as a work knife, man, this thing is awesome. The only knock, I think, is kind of right there. As you can see the little, the grind right there, for you to be able to sharpen it. You know, it's a little lacking right there, but I mean, I don't really care for, you know, you can always, you know, adjust that if you really want to. If you own more than, you know, 5 or 10 knives, you're not going to be, you know, taking that much material off of this one, especially if you're just honing or, you know, using a leather strop, you know, just to bring it back to life, the edge, you should be fine. Awesome tip on this. I love making my stabs with this, and then you have that secondary tip right here that you can also utilize instead of the main tip. So I mean, that's awesome. You know, I really enjoy this knife for the, you know, I mean, I'm enjoying this knife. Using this thing has been a complete joy. Again, just the utility that you can get out of this thing is amazing, because you can again utilize those 2 tips on there. The point is right at the center of the pivot, so you don't have to bring it, you know, too high up to make that, you know, cut or utility cuts and stuff. So for my line of work, it's amazing. It's really smooth action. You can actually get it with your thumb as well, this fuller. I mean, this thing is just a freaking home run to me particularly. I feel like this one is not spoken about enough, and David, you know, I think has consistently come out with very interesting designs, and very you know, interestingly for him to go with like a pivot compression liner lock and stuff. I mean, he's pushing the boundaries of, you know, modern folders and stuff, in my opinion. Of course, I just really dig this one. Could do with some jimping there, David. If you would have given me some jimping right here, would have been awesome. Just a little bit more control on there, but other than that, I mean, this thing's fucking awesome. I can 100% recommend it. There's really not much to hate on this thing. He could make a smaller version. He could, you know, make some little adjustments as far as, you know, a higher quality steel premium version of this, I think would do really well. I personally wouldn't buy it because I am a, you know, a really budget oriented knife reviewer. But other than that, you know, this thing is great, and shout outs to David again. Go ahead and check him out on Whatnot. I will definitely have this down below for you guys to go ahead and check out his website, and not only the Aries but all his other models that you guys can check out. So yeah, 2 thumbs up for this, hands down. One of the best knives I have tried out, and one of the best tool knives I think that you can get on the market for under $100. This is freaking great. So yeah, guys, that's it. This is the Aries, or the Orion Aries. Hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys did, go ahead and consider subscribing. I will catch you guys on the next one. Later.